Hi, my name's Hunter Brennan, and my speech is why you shouldn't listen to the media when you're forming a political opinion. So, as social media continues to grow, many people tend to politically express themselves more and more. With my speech, I hope to persuade Americans to not only refrain from expressing their views through the media, but also not listen to anybody else's. Everybody must listen to this speech, as it will consist of a lot of valuable information that will be very beneficial towards everybody. After being a part of social media for many years, I've seen a lot of people express their views and how much controversy it can overall cause. So first we will discuss why people post their views on social media. Then we will talk about how the media is biased, and then finally we will discuss why you should stay away from politics in the media and why to keep your own opinion to yourself. To persuade the audience not to listen to the media when forming a political opinion, I will discuss why people do it, how it is biased, and why people should refrain from doing and reading it. Let's begin by discussing why people post their opinions. So as previously discussed, many people share their political beliefs on social media. An article titled, "A New Study Has Revealed Why People Share Their Political Views Online," written in September of 2020 by Nils Gustafsson, discusses a study done to figure out why people post politics on social media. The result from this study showed that people with low fear of being socially rejected are actually more likely to express their political opinion on social media. This means that they kind of have more thicker skin and do not really care to upset other people or what other people think of them. In another article titled "Managing Political Differences in Social Media," Grevitt, Turvern, and Gilbert in 2020 discusses another reason people bring politics into the media. In this article, it states why people want to associate others. It states that people want to associate themselves with others who they share common things with. So because of this, they post their beliefs in hopes to share the same thing with other people. Now that we've discussed why people share their political beliefs on social media, I will explain a reason why listening to the media is probably a bad idea. The main reason the public should not listen to the politics through social media is because of how biased it is. The media will always be biased towards one side, which makes it so much harder to form your own opinion. In 2020, Wang and Jian wrote a journal article titled "People View Others by Not Themselves as Biased by Pre-Existing Beliefs and Social Stigmas About How the Media Has a Liberal Bias." In the article, it reads, Redding argues that those with liberal political views dominate the field of psychology and that, as a result, conservative viewpoints are underrepresented in empirical research. To support this argument, Redding supports the results of a content analysis of American psychologist articles reflected a liberal agenda, compared where 3% have reflected a conservative agenda. With the media already expressing a liberal agenda, Donald Trump caused it to increase dramatically in 2020. Edelman wrote a periodical called "Former CBS Head Admits, Yes, Mainstream Media is Biased." This was kind of about how the bias in the media has gotten a lot worse due to him. In the article, it says, "Increasing biasness of mass media and journalism toward U.S. President Donald Trump as they lean more towards liberals." As many people do not really like Donald Trump, they kind of begin to express their views through the media, which ultimately leads to create an overall bias. So as political bias grows, so does social media. A newer social media platform known as TikTok is where a lot of political problems take place. In 2019, Lu and Lu wrote a journal article called "The Qualitative Study of Douyin," a short video sharing mobile application in China. In this, they discussed that problem. In this article, it mentioned that people with a liberal viewpoint are allowed to express their views, but if a famous person was to say they were a Trump supporter or a Republican, they would immediately be canceled or hated. This shows that the media is biased because it causes many Republicans to keep their mouths quiet and not really express themselves, whereas liberals do. Now that we have talked about why people express their views and how it is biased, let's address why people should not post their views, along with why you should not listen to other people's views. Overall, it is best to stay away from politics on the media to form your own opinion, along with not sharing any of your own beliefs. In 2020, Coopers wrote a book titled "Press Bias in Politics: How the Media Framed Controversial Issues." In this book, he discusses a main reason why to stay away from the media. People tend to believe whatever they see or hear. Because of this, a lot of people kind of form their own political opinion based off a lot of false information. In another book written by Miller, Costa, and Haynes titled "How the World Changed to Social Media" in 2020 states another reason why listening to the media is a bad idea. In this book, it talks about how expressing political opinions can overall kind of ruin friendships, and some people are unable to be civil with others who have opposing viewpoints. Because of this, it is best to just keep your political thoughts to yourself. I kind of know this firsthand because a lot of my friends back from high school ended up unfollowing each other and like blocking each other on different social media platforms because they just had opposing arguments. And then I have a couple friends who just have family members who deleted all social media platforms because of all the politics and all the controversy. So finally, Walton wrote an article in 2019 titled, "Is Biased Media Bad for Democracy?" And it kind of explained why biasness is good. However, I disagree. In this article, it is argued that political bias is good because it encourages more and more people to get out and vote. And while this is true, I really do not think that's really good reasoning. Because while people are getting out and voting, it is also like they're also voting based off false information or some false information. And then while people are voting, they're also creating more arguments and there's more people fighting and just overall just stuff like that. So having discussed all of that, we can ask one more question. What should we take from this? Overall, the reasons why people should not listen to the media when forming their political opinion are expressed throughout this by me talking about why people do it, how it is biased, and why people should refrain from doing so and reading it. First, we talked about why people post their views on social media. Then we talked about how the media is biased. And then finally, we went over why it is a good idea to stay away from politics and the media and why to keep your own opinion to yourself. Everyone should read this essay because it is very crucial that everyone forms their own opinion and is their own person based on their own views without the influence of others. Thank you.